Hello everyone. Today we're going to be learning about Mציעא Daf Lamed Beis. We're going to start from the Mishnah. It says a Mishnah on Amud Aleph. Motza berefes. If you found a cow in the refes, it's where the cows, like a pen with the cows. Ein chayav bo, you're not mechuyev, because it's not lost. Reshus Rabim, in a public place where there's lots of people. Chayav bo you're mechuyev. Bim oisa bebeis hakvaros, this is the nude. The Mציעא was in Beis HaKvaros, and the person who sees it in the Beis HaKvaros from outside the Beis HaKvaros was a kohen. Lo yitame lo, he shouldn't be mitamet it, even though the mitzvah sashavas aveda, but the issa for him to be mitame lemeisin. Im oma lo ovi vitame, if his father told him to be mitame, and he's a kohen, oisha oma lo al taxes, don't give back aveda, lo yishma lo, you shouldn't listen to the father, you should listen to what Hashem says, not to become Tomeh, or yes, to be Meshiv the Aveda in a case where it's not in Beis HaKvaros. Tell the mission another din. Parak, he unloaded the Torn, and then he loaded onto the animal, he helped to pre-coveting. Now Parak the Torn again, Afilu Abra V'chamisha Pa'amim Chayev. Even they did it 4 or 5 times, he still has to continue and do it. Shenemar, says in the Pasuk, Azov Ta'azov. Tell you that it's not only once, you have to keep on doing it until he's good. Olach v'yoshav loi, if the owner sat down at the side, v'omar, and he told the person who came to help, oil v'alecha mitzvah, you have a mitzvah to help. Go ahead and do the mitzvah, I'm not helping you. So the Gemara Potter, the person doesn't need to help, shenemar imoy, because it says with him. The whole chiyuv is to help with the owner, but if the owner is not helping, you are also not mechuyev to help. If the owner was a zokin, or he was sick and it's hard for him to help himself, then the chiyuv imo is only when the person can. But if the owner can't because of the zokin v'choyle, so you mechuyev to do it by yourself. Mitzvah min ha-Torah lifroik, from the Torah, the mitzvah to unload, avaloi litoin, but not to upload. And we're going to see the Gemara means that it's a mitzvah to do it bechinom, to unload, but to upload you only mechuyev if you get paid. Reb Shimon holds that even litoin, you do it for free. If the person who's the owner loaded on this animal more than it's capable of carrying, you don't need to help him. Shenemar, because it's in the pasuk, tachas masoi, there's roivetz tachas masoi and udarsher masoi sheyochel amud bo, a load that he could carry, a load that he can't carry, you're not mechuyev to help him. Says the Gemara, Amar Rava, refes she'amru. In the Mishnah it says that if you found it in a pen in a refes, you're not mechuyev. It's talking about eino mato'ah. It doesn't make the animal run away. It's not type of refes that's going to call the animal to run away. But it's not locked. If the animal wants to walk out, he can. How do I know this? Because you know chayav, and if it would be a type of refes that causes the animal to run away, you should be chayav in a shavas aveda. But it's not properly locked, and the animal can get out if he wants to. How do I know that? Since you have to tell you if you think Mishameres, that it's guarded, it's locked, doesn't make any sense. If you find it outside the refes, he puts it in the refes and he's mikayim nishvas hashava, like we learned. So hashava is also to the refes. So if I found it in the street, I could put it in the refes and I do hashava. If I find it in the refes, do you need to tell me that I don't need to do anything? If it's guarded, it must be told about the Mishnah in the Mishameres that the refes is not locked. And that's the chiddush of the Mishnah, that even though that's not locked and the cow can walk out, but because it's not it's not pushing the cow out, I don't have to do anything. Shmamino, we could see from here. Motza berefes eino chayev bo. Omar Yitzchok v'u shoimedes toichat chum. This is talking about what this reference is in the tchum, in the area where people live. Michlal, says the Gemara, the Bereshus Rabbim that you are chayav bo, afilu toichat tchum, nami chayav. Even toichat tchum, if you find in Bereshus Rabbim, you're chayav to do Hashavas Aveda. And it doesn't exactly fit in with what we said Roy Baderech early on, that's not Aveda, but you could maybe say that the difference is over here it's Bereshus Rabbim where there's lots and lots of people and that's lost, and Roy Baderech is in a side road. So here, that's the teretz. Some people are Guris, the Gursa, or Ritzchok on the Seifa. It says on the Seifa of the Mishnah, Bereshus Rabbim Chaybo, if you found it in a public place, you need to return. And that's talking about where the Bereshus Rabbim is outside the city, on the M1, on the main road that's outside the city. Michlal, from there we learn the berefes, if it was in the pen, even if his pen is not in the city, Nami Eino Chaybo, he's not mechuyev bo. So there's two gersas in Rav Yitzchok. The first gersa, the refes that we said that your potter is toichat chum and mashma Bereshus Rabbim afilu toichat chum yichayev. And the second gersa that we said Bereshus Rabbim is chayev is toma dafka chutz latchum, berefes chutz latchum is potter, and Bereshus Rabbim toichat chum is potter. There's two gersas that are opposite from each other in a certain way. Says the Gemara, we looked, bebeis akvaris loy tomelo. How do I know if a father of someone of a kohen told him become tome, or you tell a father of someone who's not kohen especially, tells him don't give back this aveda, they shouldn't listen to him. It says in the pasuk, you should see your father and mother, you should have respect for them. And keep Shabbos. Ani Hashem, I am God. That even though that you should listen to your father, but until he tells you something against my will, if he tells you to Michal Shabbos, don't listen. So if he is telling you not to do Hashavas Aveda, don't listen. Said the Gemara Shaila, the whole reason that we know that you don't listen to your father not to be Meishiv Aveda is because it says in the pasuk after Ish Avivim Yitro Sapshoisat Yishmaru. If you wouldn't say so, have a minna, I might afford tightly. You should listen to your father and not give back the Aveda. Why is it so? I say, there's a say of listening to your father, and Hashavas Aveda is also a say of Oshev Tishivim, and also don't look away. So if I listen to my father who tells me not to give back Aveda, I'm over also the Issa of Oshet Teshivim, also and also Loisuchali Salem. So Meich Tesa say of Kivud Abul Bidoichel this too. I need the possible to tell you Shabsoisha Tishmer. Beloy Osi Asay, and Asay doesn't come, but Dochian pushes away. It's Lois Asay Vasay. Meich Tesa you need the possible. So the Gemara Itzrich, you do need it. Sal Kedaita Chamina, I might have thought oil with Ukash Kibud Av. There's a hekesh between the covet that you have to have for your parents to the covet that you have to have Hashem. How do I know that? Have respect for your father and for your mother. And it says somewhere else, you think, oh, listening to your father is so great, like listening to Hashem. So even if he tells you to do something against Hashem, not to be Meishiv Aveda, you should listen to him. That's why you need they shouldn't listen to your father when he tells you something that contradicts Hashem's will. Says in the Gemara, mitzvah min haTorah lifroi kavaloi litoin. What does that mean that there's no mitzvah to load on a person's animal? There's no mitzvah whatsoever to load the animal when he needs help loading. Combi, Maishno Prika, like by Prika to unloading, it says that you should help. You should help him load. The combi, there's no mitzvah. Elo mitzvah minatorally for it, like we explained in the Mishnah that it's for free, doesn't get paid for doing it. But to load, you get paid for, and if the person's not willing to pay you, you don't need to do it. And Reb Shimon, who argues in the Mishnah that it says Af Litoin, means to say that even Litoin you mechuyev to do it for free. Said the Gemara, Tanina, we learned in the Brayso Lahad Torah Rabbanon, that's what we explained in the Mishnah. says in the Brisa, Prika bechinam tina beschar, clearly, that to unload, you need to do it for free, but to load, you get paid for. Shimon Oima, Zeh bezu, bein Prika, bein teina, bechinam is for free. So the Gemara, my time the Rabbanon, what's pshat in this machloikis, what's the source, what's pshat in the psukim that they learn different to have this machloikis? So Rabbanon holds, if you want to tell me that both of you mechuyev bechinam, lichter rechmonatina, the Torah should tell you only that you need to load the animal that needs help loading. Loi boy Prika. And I won't need to tell you that you need to unload. And I'll tell you, what already loading? Where there's no tar balechaim, the balechaim is very happy that there's no load on his shoulders. And there's no chisorn kis, the animal is not getting ruined by that you're not loading him up. And you chayev to help. Prika, to unload, this betzar balechaim, the animal is in pain. Vechisorn kis, and the animal is going down in value and the owner is losing money because of that. Like kol shkein, even more so, kal v'choima, you should need to help unload. Elo lemayriches akos v'rachmona. Why did the Torah write also prika and also teina? Loima lecho, to tell you prika b'chinam, that to unload you have to do it for free, but teina, but to load b'schar, only if he pays you. So now we understand very good shittas Rabbanon. So the Gemara, but what's shittas Rab Shimon, who hold that one's for free, both for free? Rab Shimon, my time, and what's the reason? Mishum deloi misai mikroi. Because the psukim are not very clear which pasuk is talking about prika and which pasuk is talking about teina. So if you'd only say one pasuk, you'd say the Torah is only mechayev prika, but teina, you're not mechayev. And therefore, the Torah had to write both psukim to tell you that you chayev also beprika and also beteina. And you can't learn that one is bechinam and one is beschar. No, both of them are bechinam. So the Gemara of Rabbanon, why are you telling me that you can't understand the mashmos in the pasuk, which one's talking about prika and which one's talking about tina? It's mashma. In one pasuk it says that it's roivet, it's on the floor because of that weight. In the other pasuk it says noiflim baderech, that they're falling on the way. That means that you have to help him load. That they are on the floor, v'tunayu, and what's the load is b'ucha mashma, is on the road, so you have to help him load. It's mashma very clearly teina. So the Torah could write you only the pasuk of noiflim baderech, and you'd know that means teina, and you'd say if already teina kal v'choyma prika. So why did the Torah wrote both? Elamai, one is b'schar, and one is b'chinam. So the Gemara of Rab Shimon, no. Noiflim baderech inu v'tiunayu alai mashma. Rab Shimon says if you would only say the pasuk of noiflim baderech, you'd think it means it's noifel baderech with the masoi on top of him, and you need to do prika, not teina, and then you wouldn't know bichlal that you mechuyev to do teina. That's why the Torah had to write you both, to know that you mechuyev on both, and both of them you do bechina. So we come to how we have a machloikis. Everyone agreed that prika, unloading, you need to do for free, don't get paid for it, and loading, machloikis, Rabbanon says you get paid for it, Rab Shimon says you do it for free. Omar Rava, says Rav, Medivrei Shneim Nilmad, from Bein Rab Shimon and Bein Chachomim, who argue about is it bechinam or beschar by teina, we could learn Tzar Ba'alechaim Deraisa. That Tzar Ba'alechaim is Deraisa. How do we see that? Because they both said that if you would say only loading, I'd know already unloading, because we have a kal v'choyma, if already loading that there's no tzar ba'alechaim, and yichayev, so unloading with a tzar ba'alechaim, for sure yichayev. So what's the kal v'choyma based on? On tzar ba'alechaim. So we could see tzar ba'alechaim harming an animal for no reason is a issa deraisa. V'afilu Rab Shimon lo yikorma, even Rab Shimon who said that they both bechinam lo yikorma ele mishum de lo misai mikroi. Because you can't learn the kal v'choyma, Rab Shimon says, because I don't know which one's talking about prika, which one's talking about teina. If it would only say one pasuk, I'd say it's talking about only prika. Abu Masai Mikroi, if it would say clearly in the Torah that you mechuyev by teina, darshi kal v'choyma. You would dash in the kal v'choyma. And what would be the kal v'choyma? Mishum ma'ilav mishum tzar ba'alechaim. Is it not because, like we explained, that if already mechuyev to load, kal v'choyma mechuyev to unload, because there is tzar ba'alechaim, so we can see tzar ba'alechaim is a din d'oraisa. Ma'ilav mishum tzar ba'alechaim darshina. So the Gemara Dichui, no. Dilma Mishum de Ika Chisoran Kiss. Vachikoma, Martina, what unloading? Loading, sorry. Diles Bechisoran Kiss. That there's no losing because the animal's not getting damaged. Chayev Yimechuyev Prika de Isbechisoran Kiss, when you're unloading that the animal's getting damaged with the heavy load on its back, like Kol Shekeni, they know more so that you have to help. So the Gemara's Doicha. Doicha Rav is Raya the Tar Baalei Chaim's derises from the Kal Vachoyma. Says it more, maybe the Kal Vachoyma is that not from Tar Baalei Chaim, the Kal Vachoyma is from Chisoran Kiss. If I'm mechuyev by Tehina that there's no Chisoran Kiss, so Kol Shkei by Prika with the Chisoran Kiss, I should be mechuyev. There's no Raya the Tar Baalei Chaim is derisa. Says the Gemara Dichui on that. The Tehina in by Chisoran Kiss, by loading if there's no Chisoran Kiss, Milo Yaskina, no, we're not talking about also in a case, if I won't help him load his animal with all his lulovim, he's not going to get to the Arba Saminim market on time, he's going to get there only too close to Yontiv, and he won't sell one lulav, and he's going to lose all his thing, it'll be worth only to make baskets out of it, he won't have it high value, so he's losing money by me not helping him. Inami, another case, he's stuck on the middle between two cities in the forest, and he needs help loading. And if I won't help him load, he'll be stuck here at night, and the Ganovim are going to come and steal everything. So there is Chisoran Kiss. So what would be the Kal Vachoyma of Rabbanon and say if already Prika Yechayev, if already Tina Yechayev, where there's no Chisoran Kiss? No, there is a case where there is Chisoran Kiss. So what would be the Kal Vachoyma? So the Chura Elomai. Says the Gemara, it must be the Kal Vachoyma was from Tar Baalei Chaim, that by Prika there is Tar Baalei Chaim, but by Tehina there's no Tar Baalei Chaim, and we could see Tar Baalei Chaim is the Raisa. Says the Gemara, I'll bring you another raya, the Tar Baalei Chaim the Raisa. The Ketoni Seifa, it says at the end of our Mishnah, Rabbi Yosef Glili Oima, Imoyo Olav Yesel Masoi, if you had to overload, you don't need to help him, because it's in the pasuk, Tachas Masoi, Masoi Shiyochol Amod Boy, that you only chayev to help if it's not overloaded. Says the Gemara, Lav Michal the Tanakama in the Mishnah, so Vazokloi, they do need to help even if you overloaded this animal. My timer, Lav Mishum Tar Baalei Chaim D'Oraisa. Is it not because for sure Tanakama also agrees it says Tachas Masoi and it means Masoi Shiyochol Amod Boy. So the Torah says they no mechuyev midin Prika from the pasuk of Prika because it's overload, but you still be mechuyev from another din because of Tar Baalei Chaim, and that's Pshat in Rabbanon because Tar Baalei Chaim you mechuyev. So we could see Tar Baalei Chaim is the Raisa lefi Chachomim who argue in Rabbi Yosef Glili. Says the Gemara, no. Dilma, maybe betachas masoi pligi. The whole machloikis is what does tachas masoi pligi? That's the machloikis. The Rabbi Yossi saw v'adar shinam tachas masoi shiyochol amud boy. That when it says in the Torah tachas masoi means the load that you could carry, and it's coming to exclude the load that you can't carry. Rabbanon sarver lo yadar shinam tachas masoi. And Rabbanon don't say tachas masoi doesn't mean a load that you can carry, and therefore the Torah was never memayit any type of load. Too much of a load, too little of a load. The Torah said if he's roivet, if he needs help unloading, help him unload. And the Torah never spoke about if it's a big load or a small load. And therefore you chayev. It could be Tar Baalei Chaim is lav d'oraisa. Tell the Gemara, I'll bring you a raya the opposite. It's Tar Baalei Chaim lav d'oraisa. The Ketoni Reisha, it said in the Reisha of the Mishnah, Olach v'yoshav lo, if the owner went and sat on the bench. And he told the person who's walking by, you have a mitzvah to load. Please load. Unload. Potter, it says Potter, because you only have to help with him. If you hold that the chiyuv of Tar Baalei Chaim is a chiyuv d'oraisa that you're not allowed to harm an animal for no reason, what's the shaykhus if the guy is helping or not? This cow or this donkey is in pain. You should have to help this donkey to get out of pain. What is it your business if the owner is helping or not? Elomai, Tar Baalei Chaim is lav d'oraisa. So the Gemara, no. Lo'ilam, you could say Tar Baalei Chaim is d'oraisa. Misogos proto legamri, when it says proto, if the owner is not helping, you don't have to do it whatsoever. No. Dilma, maybe Potter Bechina V'chayev B'schar, when it says you don't need to help, it means you don't have to help for free. You get paid for it. This is what the Torah is telling you. Ki Selamar Bade, when the owners over there of Ad Gabei Bechinom, you should help him for free to unload his animal. If the owner is not there, he's not helping, he's sitting on the bench and he tells you, you help by yourself, Avad Gabei B'schar, help, but you get paid for it. But really you could say that Tar Ba'alei Chaim is the Raisa, and that's why you mechuyev to help, but you get paid for it. Simen Behemas, Oyev Soin Ravtzon, that's all different simonim to remember the figure where we're going to try to bring a raya, is Tar Ba'alei Chaim the Raisa or not? Says the Gemara. Let's bring a raya that Tar Ba'alei Chaim is the Raisa. Because it says, if you see an animal of a goy and it's loaded and it needs help, you have to help, like a behemoth that belongs to a Jew. If you're going to tell me Bishlema, Tar Ba'alei Chaim deraisa, Tar Ba'alei Chaim is from the Torah, Mishumachim Mitapaboke, Behemoth Yisrael. Because we don't care about the owner, we care about the animal that's in pain. Elo Yomer Tar Ba'alei Chaim Lav deraisa, Mai Mitapaboke, Behemoth Yisrael. Why am I mechuyev in Behemoth Yisrael? So the Gemara, Ahosam, no, really, you could say Tar Ba'alei Chaim is Lav deraisa. And why are you mechuyev with Behemoth Yisrael? Also, Mishum Eva, because it's going to cause fight. A guy who lives in the neighborhood, he sees the Jews always help each other, and they're going to say, oh, why don't you help me when I'm overloaded? It's going to cause tension, so that's why I'm mechuyev, but it's not because it's Tar Ba'alei Chaim. So the Gemara, I'll bring you a raya for the Tiktoni. It says, if this donkey of the goy was loaded with yain nesech, you don't need to help. If you're going to tell me that Tar Ba'alei Chaim is lav deraisa, that's why you don't need to help him unload this yain nesech, because you could tell him, listen, I can't help you, this is something that's forbidden for me. It's like pork, I don't touch these things, and therefore there's no eva. And mishum Tar Ba'alei Chaim, because there's no Tar Ba'alei Chaim in deraisa. Elo Yomer deraisa, if you said that the din of Tar Ba'alei Chaim is a din deraisa, why don't you need to help? Very good, it's yain nesech, but the donkey's in pain. You should help the donkey. So we have a raya that the opposite. We tried to bring a raya that Tar Ba'alei Chaim is the raisa. Now we have a raya the opposite. Tar Ba'alei Chaim is not the raisa. The Gemara dichui achikam or latino yain also ein zoklo. Says Rashi, uloilom the raisa. Really, Tar Ba'alei Chaim is the raisa. And at the beginning it says metapel bo, they have to help with a goy's animal, bein beprika bein teina, also to load and also to unload. Prika, why mishum Tar Ba'alei Chaim vetina mishum eva, there shouldn't be a fight. Ulatino yain also, but to load, not to unload, to load yain nesech, that there's no Tar Ba'alei Chaim and there's no eva. Ein zoklo, you don't need to help. And therefore we doichel, so we don't have a raya from over here, not that Tar Ba'alei Chaim is the raisa, not that Tar Ba'alei Chaim is not the raisa. Toshma, I'll bring you another raya. Behemas oived kechovim, and by the way, this behemas is a second from the brackets we had, the siman is the second behemas. Behemas oived kechovim, masoy straw. You had the animal, a donkey, that belongs to a goy, and the load belongs to a Jew. So we say, v'chodalto, you don't need to help. Be almost Tar Ba'alei Chaim deraisa. If you want to tell me that there is a Tar Ba'alei Chaim from the Torah, may be chodalto, other tazer mi boile, you should need to help. Why don't you need to help? So the Gemara, loilom Tar Ba'alei Chaim deraisa. Really, Tar Ba'alei Chaim is deraisa, and why don't you need to help unload? Also, Bettina, it's so about loading, not unloading, and therefore there's no Tar Ba'alei Chaim. So the Gemara Yochi, if so, that's so about loading, Ema Seifa, Be'emas Yisrael. If the animal belonged, the opposite case, that the animal belonged to a Jew, but the load belonged to a goy, you should help. If it's somebody by loading, why do you need to help? The load belongs to a goy. So the Gemara Mishum the Tzara the Yisrael, because the Yisrael is stuck over there and he can't load by himself, so you have to help him. So the Gemara Yochi Afilu Reisha Nami. There is a Tzad Yisrael that he's standing over there and not getting help. So the Gemara Reisha b'chamar bet kochavim. The Reisha is talking about where the person who's leading the donkey is non-Jewish, and Seifa where you mechuyev it's talking about where the one who's leading the donkey bechamar Yisrael, and therefore you do need to help. So the more my paskas, it doesn't say anything in the Brisa about this, that the leader, the one who's walking the donkey in the Reish is a goy, and the Seifa is a Jew. Where did you get this from that you're changing this? How are you so fixed about this? So the Gemara Stoma de Milsa Inish Bosa Chamer Ozil. The Pashto says that a donkey is like a delivery lorry. So there's a delivery inside the lorry, and there's who drives the lorry? The owner of the lorry, not the owner of the load. That means the person who owns the donkey or the cow who's loading the stuff, he's a person who's with the animal. So therefore, in the ratio where the donkey belongs to a goy, so the chamar is a goy. In the Seifa where the donkey belongs to a Jew, so the chamar is a Jew, and that's why you need to help. So the Gemara of Chodalto v'Azov Tazov, the words the Chodalto and the words of Azov Tazov Priko Dichsivi. It's talking about unloading. How can you tell me that this whole brayso is talking about by loading, but the psukim the brayso brings the psukim of unloading? So the Gemara Dichu a whole new teretz. Omalei Homoni Rabbi Yosi Aglili. This brayso is Rabbi Yosi Aglili, who holds the Omar Tzarba Lechaim Lav Doraisa, like we said, that he holds that if it's overloaded, you don't need to help. All Echara Tzarba Lechaim. No, Rabbi Yosi Aglili holds there's no chiyuv from the Torah of Tzarba Lechaim, and therefore you don't need to help. And therefore the brayso makes sense. That's why you don't need to help. And it's talking about the brayso Enochinami talking about by Prika. Toshma, we're going to bring a third raya, and from the brackets it's a raya from Oyev. Oyev Lifroik, you see a friend of yours and he needs help to unload. V'soine, someone you hate, Litoin, who needs help loading. Mitzvah v'soine, k'delochu v'sitzroi. It's better to help the person who you hate to load than the person you love to unload, because to avoid the samidus. Because you don't want to help him, you want to help the person you love, and even though that the person you love needs really in a way a bigger help, he needs unloading, but because you hate that person, it's bigger avoid the samidus to help him, you should help him. If you want to tell me like Rova that Tzarba Lechaim is in the Raisa, this guy, his animal is in pain, he needs unloading, it's more of a reason to help him than to help your soine who needs help loading. Says the Gemara, even so, that to help work on your midas and to help someone that you don't love is even more important, even though really Tzarba Lechaim is the Raisa. And you know why you don't have to help him unload first? Because the Indian of doing avodas and midas of a Jew is much bigger than even Tzarba Lechaim. It's a big chiddush, and it's a big. I'm sure the Baalei Mussar love this Gemara, and it's a big chiddush. Avodas and midas is so strong that we say that even if Tzarba Lechaim is the Raisa, you should work on your midas before Tzarba Lechaim. Toshma, come and listen. Raya number 4. Soine she'omru, soine Yisrael, v'lo yisoine erit b'chovim. Now, it says in the pasuk that if you see kitire chamor soinacho roivet, if you see the donkey of your friend that needs help, you should help him. So the Gemara understands right now that soine she'omru, the soine that we said in the pasuk, it means soine Yisrael. That means someone who you hate but is Jewish, but not someone who you hate who's not Jewish. And if you want to tell me like Rava that Tzarba Lechaim deraisa, even a soine of Kechovim you should need to help. Why the Brisa telling me that the soine means Israel? That means if he's a soine of Kechovim you don't need to help. Why not? The behemoth is in pain. You should help the behemoth unload. If Tzarba Lechaim is deraisa, Elamai Tzarba Lechaim is lav deraisa. As a Gemara, no, you think it's talking about the one you hate that says in the pasuk, no, it's not going on the soine de krokoy, soine de mastisin koy. It's going on the brayso we said before. That it says oyev lifrik v'soine litoin. So that soine is a soine a Jewish soiner, but if he was a non-Jewish soiner, you should help first the person who needs unloading. Said the Gemara Toshma Raya number 5. It says in the Brisa, Roivet v'loy raftzon. You only have to help if it happened by chance that the person was too heavy, the animal collapsed because it was too heavy. But if this animal every 10 minutes collapses on the floor, so this is not a good animal to take a load, and this person who took a load, you don't need to help him. Roivet v'loy oimed, if he's fell on the floor from the load, but if the animal just can't move from the load but he's still standing, you don't need to help. Tachas masoi v'loy mefuruk. That means that the load's still on top of him, but not that the load fell off him already. Tachas masoi, under his load, masoi sheyochol amod boy. A load that he could take, but if he loaded him too much, you don't need to help him. If you're going to tell me that tzar ba'alechaim is a issa d'oraisa, mali roivetz, mali raftzon, what I care if it's doing it once or 10 times. Mali oimed, what I care if he's standing or he fell on the floor from overload. The animal is in pain, you should go help the animal. So the Gemara Dichu, Yehamani, who is this Brisa? Rabbi Yosef Glili. So Rabbi Yosef Glili, the Omar tzar ba'alechaim d'Rabbanan, as we said before, he holds that tzar ba'alechaim is not d'oraisa. Ochinami mistabra, and Rabbanon were not metaken in a case where he overloaded it or the animal didn't collapse, etc. Ochinami mistabra, bring you a raya that this is Rabbi Yosef Glili, the Ktoni, it says in this Brisa, tachas masoi sheyochol amud bo. A load that he could take. Man shomas le the isla hisvara, who holds the svara that only a load that's not too heavy, but if it's too heavy, you know, mechuyev, Rabbi Yosef Glili. Shema mino, so we can see that this price is Rabbi Yosef Glili holds, it's the Rabbanon. Says the Gemara, Motis Mukmus Lok Rabbi Yosef Glili, can you say that this price is Rabbi Yosef Glili? Boktoni Seifa, it says in the Seifa, this price, Tachas Masoi Veloy Mefuruk. That's not all fallen off the animal. My loy mefuruk. What does that mean? Ileima loy mefuruk klal, that's not totally on fell off, hoxiv okim kokim imoy. Ileima loy mefuruk klal, they don't need to help at all when the load is fully fallen off, hoxiv okim tokim imoy. It says they should help loading, not only unloading. Very good, you don't have to help unloading, help him load. Elo pshita emas biloy mefuruk bichinam elo beschar. It means that to load, you mechuyev, but only if you get paid, and unload, you mechuyev bechinam. It doesn't mean you don't mechuyev whatsoever. And man shomas leidei svara, who holds this thing? Rabbanon. So Rabbanon who hold to argue and Rab Shimon who hold that prika bechinam, betina beschar. So we can see this price of Rabbanon or Rabbi Yosef Glili. So the Gemara no. Lo Rabbi Yosef Glili, who holds tzar ba'alechaim is lav d'oraisa. Uveteina someone Rabbanon, but legabe the din of do you mechuyev teina beschar or bechinam, he holds like Rabbanon that you mechuyev only beschar, and therefore it's all Rabbi Yosef Glili, and he holds like Rabbanon on one din. But the Ikka Abraisa and Rabbi Yosef Glili holds that tzar ba'alechaim is lav d'oraisa, only the Rabbanon. We're going to leave it here. Everyone should have a very blessed Shabbos. V'orchim.